Hi everyone. Yeah, China, my dear China. The Chinese people seems to have suffered a lot, and maybe the suffering of this coronavirus or Wuhan virus will continue. Why? Because although the official information say, oh, China has managed to control the epidemic, and actually Chinese government is telling the whole world they are a great example on how efficiently to control the pandemic, and they prove that by giving the world a fantastic statistic, as I mentioned. But interesting is the statistics say, oh, basically no more new cases and no more new deaths and so on. But then I ask, why? Why? On the 11th of May, the central government gave an order to Wuhan city government and asked them to start on the 13th of May a thorough test of coronavirus. In Wuhan, there are altogether 11 million people living in Wuhan. About 1 million probably have already got the test. So they have to test all the other 10 million inhabitants of Wuhan. Why? If according to the official information, everything is so fine and so on, why? And they have to do it within 10 days. They should start on the 13th and finish on around the 20th of May. This is interesting, yeah? So how much is true? And also in the northeastern city of Jilin, which is also, according to Chinese official statistic, everything under control, no problem. But suddenly, I think from the 13th of May, they closed down the railway. They closed down the railway station of Jilin. Jilin is a big city in the northeast. So why? Yeah? They never give reason. You know, this is China. You don't need to give reason. You just tell people it will be closed down, and it's closed down. The Chinese people seems to have to continue the suffering of the pandemic. And the CCP, Chinese Communist Party, is facing a lot of challenges. Not only by this pandemic problem. Another big challenge, my dear friends. Many people are not aware of this challenge, and that is American President Donald Trump has decided to stop the American pension fund to invest in Chinese company. You know, for maybe not everybody is an economist. I'm not an economist either, but I know a little bit. Yeah. So to develop economy, you need different prerequisites. Yeah, like good labor, well-educated, hard-working labor. And you need technology, and you need maybe different materials and so on. And then you also need the capital. Without capital, you don't come so far. And why Chinese economy in the last 20 years has developed so fast? One of the important factors, yeah, besides the hardworking Chinese people, is because of the availability of capital. And the capital, I mean, China for 20, 30 years ago were not rich at all, very poor country. So where come the capital? You cannot, when you try to convert a poor country to rich, you cannot have any capital. So it came from outside, yeah, the so-called foreign direct investment. Yeah? And guess who came with the major part of the investment to China? USA. America. You know, today the CCP is screaming at how bad America is, everything blame on America. Oh, I mean, it's like a private person, someone giving him a lot of money, a lot of support to help him to come up with his economy, and now he's blaming this person. So this is the same thing. Yeah? And America, I think, if I'm not wrong, among all the direct foreign investment in China in the last 20 years, almost half of it come from America. One way of the money or the capital flowing from America to China is not only a kind of direct investment by some American investor go to China and build a factory and so on. A lot of money is going through American stock market. Yeah, some people in America buy shares of a Chinese company which is listed, for example, in the New York stock market. That has been a very important channel of American capital flow to China. And American pension fund is huge capital. I don't know how many billion and billion of money. And quite a lot of billion of this dollar was invested in Chinese company registered in the American stock market. And Americans have found out many of these companies, they are involved in human rights abuses, they are involved in military build-up, military activity like in the South China Sea, and so on and so on. So now they are going to stop that. The first step is to stop all investment to companies who are involved in human rights abuses and to stop those involved in military business. So this is the first step, but I guess it won't be stopped after the first step, and you will see. So Chinese government is facing a big challenge. Without capital, you can't do much. You can, of course, create your own capital, but hey, you know, I don't think there is that much capital. You have to be aware that because of all this foreign capital coming to China, for a few years they were very rich in cash. So China has been spending a lot of money in this One Belt One Road project, lending money to many countries or even giving grant and so on. Now it's a problem, you know, because Chinese economy is going down for 4 or 5 years, yeah, and the pandemic bring it down and down, yeah, even more, and then America stop investing. Wow, so poor Chinese people, be prepared for a tough time. Now, so something maybe more positive, yeah. I just learned that, you guys know that I have been living many years in Sweden, and I was quite fascinated to see a report that because on the 13th of May it was Falun Dafa, World Falun Dafa Day, and interesting is to see that a few members of Parliament of Sweden, they even joined the celebration of Falun Dafa Day. So what is Falun Dafa? Well, it's very simple. It's a meditation school, okay, like yoga, but emphasize a lot of the mental side, you know, the moral side of being a human being, and it has been persecuted for 20 years in China. By the way, you should know that in Sweden, during the pandemic time, they never stop any, they are not like many other countries, you know, only allowing 2-3 people gathering. They allow up to 50 people gathering. So anyway, there was a gathering, a celebration, and it's quite fantastic. The member of parliament expressed it in such a straightforward way. They were giving, you know, they were telling the world how Falun Gong practitioners were persecuted and condemned Chinese Communist Party, and they praised the Chinese people, you know, nice people, good, great people, hardworking people, but the Chinese Communist Party is the big problem. They are creating problem not only for the Chinese people, but for the whole world. And you can listen to what they say in English.
The Falun Gong movement is a very peaceful movement, and they are standing up for truthfulness, they are standing up for compassion, and they are standing up for tolerance. And that is exactly what the world needs right now. They are showing the strength of the people in China. They are showing the strength of the pure soul of the people in China, which is tremendously brave of them. We're standing here right in front of the Chinese consulate. The Communist Party of China, they are criminals, throwing innocent people in jail. They are torturing them, they are killing them. And this needs to be stopped. What the politicians can do, we can come together as one. The EU should be the one that stands up and says that the China Communist Party needs to go on trial. somebody has to really take responsibility for what is going on. And we need to do this. And we need to do it now. The people of China is a beautiful people. But then they have this Communist Party of China, which has depressed the people for over 70 years. So you need to separate those two things. But the Communist Party of China is a threat to the world. My thoughts about what China did in the outbreak of the coronavirus is that it has been a big cover-up. The Communist Party has covered up their own mistakes, their own faults, and the rest of the world is actually paying for this right now.
Well, that's for today. Thank you very much. And don't forget to click like it if you like it and subscribe if you haven't done it. Bye-bye.